Today, I want to talk about something I wish someone had told me 20 years ago. You hear all the hype. Cybersecurity is glamorous, skills are in demand, salaries are high, and companies can't find enough talent. And that's all true. But the big question people ask is, where do I start? How do I get the skills? Well, let's keep it real. The best place to start isn't in cybersecurity at all. It's in entry-level IT. I've been working in IT for over 20 years, and back in the day, the only cyber thing we had was the Matrix. That was it. No SOCs, no threat intel feeds, no fancy dashboards. Technology was just technology. And if you didn't want to get hacked, your best option was usually turn stuff off. No joke. So we learned networking, firewalls, Windows, Linux, Mac, not just the desktop OS, but servers too. And there weren't many books. We learned from online forums, from conferences, and honestly, from building mock-ups in the garage on a Sunday afternoon while listening to the Chicago Bears on the radio. The first jobs people got were things like help desk, desktop support, network administrator, systems administrator. Those were the stepping stones. 1 year of experience turned into 2, then into 5. And while you were working those jobs, you were learning every single day. If you worked for a small company like I did for many years, you didn't always get the newest shiny equipment. You stuck with the same gear for 5, 6, sometimes 7 years. And honestly, that was a blessing because you actually learned it inside and out. You learned how things really worked, not just how to click the newest button on the newest version. Technology didn't move as fast back then. You had time to focus. One thing I always tell people looking for career advice: get really good at one thing and pretty good at 2 other things that are related. Did I become a jack of all trades? Sure, but a skilled one. And I never let go of the technical work. I didn't chase manager roles, even though they paid well, because I wanted to stay hands-on. That's what kept me valuable. That's what kept me off the chopping block. I built home labs. I tested stuff. I broke stuff. I learned how it all fit together. You can build a lab today for cheap. Old gear, cloud-free tiers, whatever you can get your hands on. And that brings us to today. I didn't suddenly jump into cybersecurity. I pushed my way in by always paying attention to the security side of whatever technology I was working on. Think about it. Every technology, servers, switches, laptops, cloud apps, they all have security built in somewhere. Eventually, I moved into roles like security specialist, security analyst. I started talking about best practices long before best practices were cool. Then security frameworks started coming out, and I learned those too. Now, 20 years later, I make a solid living as a cybersecurity engineer. But here's the secret. I'm still doing the same thing I've always done, solving tough problems and figuring out how to secure things. Look, I hear people say all the time, I have a family, I have a mortgage, I need the money now. I get it. I needed the money too. So I took contract jobs. I worked nights at a local community college. I taught classes about Security Plus before cybersecurity was sexy. You do what you have to do. And if the job market feels tight, here's the good news. Everyone needs IT help. Help desk, desktop support, office tech, support technician. Those jobs are everywhere. And they get your hands on real technology. Once you're in the building, once you're the person who helps people, the opportunities come to you. So here's my best advice. If you want to work in technology, start in IT. Learn the basics. Get hands-on. Build a lab. Fix stuff. Break stuff. Be curious. Cybersecurity will follow. I promise.